Good day, my beautiful people. In our video, we will be showing you how to strengthen your hip, joints, flexors, muscles, abductors, and adductors. So these exercises will vary from being seated, as I'm going to start, utilizing some with the band and standing up free fall. So you can work these however you want. So this exercise will be from beginners, intermediate, and advanced levels. And it may vary with holding onto something to work with your balance, utilizing something to add resistance, or just using your own body weight. So all of these things, I want you to take your time while you're doing these exercises and listen to your body. If it's not causing any pain, push yourself a little further. But overall, we're going to work on strengthening those hip muscles and flexors to get you moving better, get you a better walk, working with your coordination and flexibility, all of these things. So I'm going to jump right into it. And as always, make sure you follow me on social media, Instagram, Body Trace Fit, Twitter, all of your social media accounts. You can find me at Body Trace Fitness. At the end of this video, I will put my information at the bottom where you can contact me via email or anything if I can further assist you in your recovery or whatever it may be. I would love to be able to help you. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, share these videos with other survivors, and tell them, hey, we're here to support each other and we have a beautiful community ahead of us. We're going to jump right into these workouts. So, again, working on strengthening our hip flexors. I'm utilizing this beautiful chair that we have here. You could be sitting on the side of your bed. You may be sitting in your wheelchair. Make sure if you're in the wheelchair, lock your chair so you're not moving about. I'm going to start off with just some chair marches. These chair marches, we're just going to warm up those joints. And if you need to have a chair that has handles on the side or something for you to rest your arms, make sure you do that. And this chair could actually also be up against a wall. So just for extra balance, wherever you may be in your recovery, whatever you feel is best for you to feel great about performing these exercises, make sure you do that. And as I'm doing this one in particular, just a simple chair march, I'm going to turn sideways to make sure you see. And as I'm performing this chair march, really just driving those knees up off of the chair. Driving those knees up, getting our body warmed up here, and trying to keep that posture in line as much as possible. So that's engaging your core, pulling your navel into your spine, keeping that back up nice and straight. And again, based on where your balance, your level of recovery, if you may need to hold on to something, you can do that as well. And so from our chair marches, challenging you with all of the exercises, I'll put an instruction at the bottom to do, I would say anywhere from reps of 10 to 15. And that's in repetition of each exercise. You can take it a little further. You may do 2 to 3 sets of these. But listen to your body and give yourself time. It's not a time frame you want to try to beat, but you want to make sure you're actually pushing yourself through these activities because we're strengthening the joints as we're doing this. So the same particular exercise here, I'm going to go with progression levels. So that could be a beginner's phase. We're going to actually add some resistance now. It could be a little more intermediate. What I have here is a resistance band. You can have one that is longer and you can just tie it to make it as tight as you want. You see it has the resistance on there. We're going to do the same with the chair marches. And you'll notice as the position I have my foot in, some of you may still be dealing with drop foot, so your toes and your feet might be plantar flexion. I'm working on keeping my toes and my feet dorsiflex. That's pulling your toes up towards the sky or towards the ceiling. And so this resistance right here now takes us to an intermediate level because you're not just doing the march, you're now engaging a lot more and you have that resistance on those hip joints. And this is overall just helping you to strengthen that area. So beginner, intermediate, and now we're going to take this a little more advanced. As I'm going to stand up. Now I will utilize this chair as if it was my wall. So you may need balance here. And as you see, I actually have a machine here that's not moving. So that could be my stationary, but my balance can hold myself up. But taking this to a more advanced level, we're doing, instead of just seated chair marches, we're going to actually stand up. And we have the resistance on here. If you need to hold, you can hold on to this behind you as you stand up and drive those legs up. There's 2 portions of this advanced level that I can do with just freestanding as far as that as I was just doing, or I can utilize the chair in a sense of, now the chair is my balance, and I'm still going to do those instead of chair marches. I'm standing marches, but I'm utilizing the chair now to place my foot. So it's taking me to a more advanced level, but the chair is actually helping me balance myself once I clear my leg and get it up here. And then at the same time, with the chair, it's even allowing you to be able to push more deeper into those hip flexors or those hip joints. So again, working at strengthening your areas here. So if you're not at this level, we can start off with the chair, can add the resistance. We can stand up against the wall, or you can do it as freehand. The chair is just another addition right here. I'm going to take this off now as we have a seat. That's one of our exercises. Jumping right into another one. This one, you can, based off the floor you may be on, if you're on carpet or anything, you can put a flat piece of paper up under you, a paper plate or something, and just something to allow your foot to be able to slide across the surface. That's what I'm doing here, staying in the seat. We're now working at abductors as we are taking the leg away from the body. So abduction, as if something is taken away. And when you go to adductors, you're pulling back in the inside. So we're using the strength of our flexors on its own to pull it up. And at the same time, it allows you to, it forces you to engage your core. So AB, take it away, open it up, and AD, bring it back in. And my stroke affected my left side. So naturally, you always kind of start with the left side. You may be right side or whatnot, but we will do this on both sides to make sure you're having both, you're paying attention to both sides of your body and not just strengthening one side. Although one side is likely stronger based off the side you had your stroke or whatnot, but still we want to pay attention to both. So we will engage both. So I can alternate as such, or I can focus on maybe doing 10 on one side and then going to the next. Really depends on how you're feeling and what's going to be best for you. So either way is great. Both of them work fine. Neither way is incorrectly. So that is free fall. So that's our beginners level on that end. We're going to now go to our more intermediate level, and that's adding the resistance in this phase. The resistance of the band here, we will be doing the same thing. Slide that leg out, and I will tell you it's going to be harder because you have that added resistance. I can stay on the same side as I told you before, or I can alternate. Well, again, we do not want to neglect the opposite side. We want to allow them both. And I actually like doing something with alternating because from your affected side and your non-affected side, you'll see one is likely done with ease and the other one feels like, wow, I'm completely struggling. So, I mean, it's a great thing for our brain to be able to relate, hey, this is how it feels because the side is stronger, and this is how it feels because the side, we're still working on strengthening that side. So, it's a great thing overall. But now we're going to take it up a notch even from here, where we're going to add both legs moving at the same time. And this one may be one that in particular you might want to hold on to something based on the strength that you have, because it's going to be a lot harder to pull them both out as I'm doing, adding the resistance on both and allowing my body to slowly bring it back in. If you need to hold on to something, I do have bars behind me. I'll show you what it could look like as such. And now this is allowing you to be able to engage those flexors a little more, keeping your body in place and driving it in and out. Doing it again. And making sure you really, and it's really great to do this in front of a mirror, so therefore that proprioception that we lack in the sense of not having full feeling on your affected side, that you may not see that you are overusing a side or you're not pushing yourself. So a mirror in a sense is great because you can look at yourself while you're doing it to say, hey, and I'm going to purposely not open my left leg. So if I'm going and I'm doing both legs, right, you see how my right leg is just rolling, my left leg isn't. So if I didn't have control of that and I can't feel it, this mirror in front of me would help me to say, hey, you're not opening your leg up. So that's something that's great for you. It's a great tool to think about doing these exercises in front of a mirror, so therefore you can get even flow on both sides. And with this one as well, I'm going to take it up a notch since I have it here. And I'm going to move the chair for this one. Actually, I'll have it next to me. So this one takes you to a whole nother level of utilizing resistance. So we're working adductors and we're doing a standing. It's not called a standing pull away, but I'm just, in layman terms, I'm saying standing pull away so you can understand where I'm at. So standing abductor, and we're pulling away here and slowly bring it back in. And then you can take yourself a challenge, take your hand off of that, and do it freestanding. A lot harder indeed, I must say. Doing the same on the opposite side. I gotta make sure my balance is here. And you can do one side or you can alternate side. But even if you're alternating sides, making sure you're utilizing that mirror to understand and watch how your leg and your foot is being positioned. You can alternate as such. And boom. Going into our next exercise. I will take this off. I'm going to stand up from this one. As I like to do this one as just our standing marches without anything. So just imagine as if for video purposes I'm up against a wall. So this is great when you're really trying to work on your coordination and get to moving faster as well as beginning to skip and run. So I'm up against the wall. Again, the wall is behind me. And we're going to begin our marches. So we went from our seated marches, now we're doing our standing marches. So against the wall, I'm just working my legs only. My hands are against the wall, and I'm driving my feet up again, focusing to try to dorsiflex those foot. And it may be harder again if you're still dealing with your drop foot, so that's totally understanding. Take your time with that. And we're just working on our marches, only utilizing our lower body. Now taking it from a next level above this will be to engage your arms. So as I'm engaging my arm, I was telling some of you all at the beginning when I had to figure out how to work my arms again, post-stroke, I had to overemphasize and do everything to make sure I got that arm up. So I have a lot more control now and I'm taking my time with this, but I'm going to show you in a second how to understand my overusage. I was literally doing one of these to force that coordination to work in itself. So whatever it takes for you to get some coordination here is totally fine. It's not incorrect if you end up doing this over usage of the arm. And that starts off because your brain is still trying to recognize what you're doing, so you may have to engage as such. But then you get more control, you can end up just focus on bending the arm as such. And I'm bending because I wanted to mimic as if I'm getting ready to run or jog. So from this level here, now we've utilized the hands. So again, it may not all look the same. Again, I'm up against the wall. My imaginary wall is behind me. So I'm utilizing this. And to take it a step further from that, now I'm going to step away from the wall. So what that looks like for me stepping away from the wall, I'm going to engage the legs again, stepping away. I'm not against the wall. Back there I was against the wall. Step away from the wall. Now I want to engage the hands. Engage the hands as I step away from the wall. And then from this, what do you think you're doing? I'm going to step back for camera purposes. What do you think you do from there? So I'm on the wall back here. I stepped away from the wall. Now we're going to engage with actually marching. Take a few steps. So it's taking you from the transition of up against the wall with only utilizing the legs. Here we go. With now engaging the arms. Now stepping away from the wall, and we're actually taking steps. So literally overemphasizing as that step because we're working on marching and that coordination to get us from stutter walk to actually being able to jog and skip. So that's where we're taking our bodies. Another transition from that is you're still not comfortable over there. I really do love the chair steps as you utilize the chair here, and we're doing the same thing that's working on marching. And this one is great because you can literally step away from the chair and act as if you're going, but you have the chair as your balance. So we may start off here, get closer, and then we say, oh, good, now I have the chair. So, I really want y'all to test these simple exercises out. Let me know how this worked for you, and just going from transition of beginners, intermediate, and advanced, and really listening to your body. Push yourself if you can. Make sure if it's nothing hurting you, try to push yourself a little further. Please let me know if these exercises help you in any type of way. If there's anything else I can assist you with in helping you become more independent post-recovery, and just living the life that you love once again. So again, I am Tracy. Like, subscribe, share, comment below, email me, follow me on all social media sites, and hope to hear from y'all soon.